All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be here talking about more wrestle-ups. Okay, so part 3 of the series. For this one, we're going to be talking about the seated guard, right? So wrestling up for the seated guard. We're going to break this up into 2 parts because there's a lot of different techniques, a lot of different approaches. Today, we're going to start with the one I think that is good for everybody. Okay, it's like the one that requires less like athleticism. It's going to be good whether you're a beginner, seasoned practitioner, fairly simple. But yeah, let's get into it. So this is the first part, right? So seated guard. Okay, so we're here. Okay, now I always say there's 3 kind of types of wrestle-ups. So there's reactive. Reactive meaning I'm waiting for Nate to engage me, and then I'm going to start wrestling. Okay, there's proactive, where I'm basically chasing Nate. So if I'm proactive, right, I'm like probably going in and I'm trying to make connections like that. Okay, or if he's completely disengaging from me, learning how to wrestle up from our knees and like shooting from our knees. So those are 3 types. Today, for this video, I want to focus on the reactive ones, okay? Because not all the time, if we're playing seated guard, are we going to be leading the dance. That's not the nature of the position. Most of the time, we're going to be waiting for the passer to engage us, right? So let's just imagine like basic round, right, in class. We start here, okay? First thing I want to do is I want to open up the same way or opposite of what how Nate is standing. So if he has a right leg lead, I want to open up left leg lead versus blading here. If I blade same stance, this would be good if I'm trying to pursue Nate and draw connections. But if I'm waiting for him to engage me, I want to be in an open stance like this. So he's right leg lead, I'm left leg lead. If he was left leg lead, I would switch here. So I open up to him. Okay. The reason why I want this is because I want to cut off Nate's options passing to this side. So if my foot's outside his, I know he's not going to try to pursue this way, or he shouldn't at least. He's not going to make any progress, which means I only leave him with 2 options. Either he's going to step right directly in front of me, or he's going to try to take an angle around. Okay? Just by the way that I position myself, I can already narrow it down just to 2 positions. Okay, so we're here. So let's talk about the first one. Nate decides, maybe he tries to cut an angle. He realizes he can't do it. Okay, so he decides to take a step in, right? This is probably very common amongst a lot of practitioners, is they want to like drive a knee right through the middle. Okay, so as soon as I see him step forward, I'm going to make a connection to the knee and rotate behind like this. It's very important that I rotate all the way behind his thigh. Let's take a look at that again. So we're here playing. He makes an advancement, boom, and I rotate. So using this hand as I catch his knee and rotating around, okay? Now from here, it's all about hooking this leg and getting his weight forward. So I refer to this position, I don't know if there's an official name, but I call this series like the bear trap, okay? It just reminds me of a bear trap, if you guys can think of that. So when I grab above the knee here, okay, I'm gonna lean forward to get Nate to step this leg forward. Once he steps that leg forward, I'm going to lift my hip and drag his foot back. Here. Okay, hence bear trap. Try to move, Nate. Okay, his foot is stuck right here. Try to move. Okay, now, if I get him down, he's either going to be on his foot like he is right now, or he's going to fall to his knee. Both of these reactions are going to cause a different option to finish. If he's off his knee, we want to look to get to the shoelaces and elevate the leg here. Now, once we get the leg elevated, I shelf. I'm going to climb his hip, and I'm going to weave until I can finish that on the hips. Okay? If Nate lands on a knee, like so, okay, if he lands on a knee, I'll go for the far ankle, the far knee, and start driving him down to finish on top. Okay, or you could go to the back turtle here. If he's on his knees, I can just start hopping up back here and looking to break him down anyway here. So let's review that. This is the first one I would go to. I call it like a single leg bear trap here. So we're right here. Nate tries to step behind. I make connection. I rotate right away. Now take an extra second to get above the knee. Now the way we scoop the leg, if you just try to do it from here, it's too heavy. I have to get him leaning forward. So he's going to ground. So look at how I bring my chest forward. See that step? Now I lift my hip and scoop the leg back. If he's off his knee, I look to elevate the leg. If he's on his knee, far ankle, far knee, we'll start running him down and finishing here. Okay? So that's the entry. That's like the very first one. So let's go talk about a couple reactions that might happen. So I'm here, Nate steps here, I rotate, and I'm trying to lean forward, but Nate's really grounded. You're like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting him to step forward. So if you're going against someone with a strong base, heavy leg, I'm trying to go, and there's no way. I'm going to release this hand, bring it in front. Okay? Now from here, I'm going to lean forward to shift all the weight onto that foot. You guys see that? Lean forward. So the first one, I was here, I lean forward in this direction to get that leg to step up. This one's different. Because I can't do that, I'm going to try to direct him into that direction once I switch my grip here. Lean, and then same thing, lift my hips, scoop the leg, and now we're here. Now from here to finish this, slide a bit over. Okay? Notice how I'm on two knees. I still have the bear trap. Okay, I'm going to slide my hand to the ankle and look at where I post my hand, and I'm going to settle back to make Nate fall back. Okay? This direction. Now from here, settle, finish in leg drag or half guard. Okay, so let's see that one again. Here. Turn. I'm going, his leg's heavy. I'm not getting his leg to bend. Elevate. Weave the hand through. Lean. Post. Shift. Cut back. Okay, pinning the ankle. Cover. Now from here, if you guys go for that finish, okay, and Nate's latching onto me, okay, you guys can trap the wrist and do a forward roll. Okay, and finish on the hips. Again, for those of you that are worried about the crucifix right there, even though it's not an ideal position, our last video we showed something similar and people were going crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and show this for all the what if about the crucifix. So we're here, I hook his leg. If I roll, guys, like trap Nate's wrist, forward roll. One, it's, look at the angle, is very hard for the crucifix, but let's just say Nate hooks my arm for whatever reason. The fact that you have his leg hooked, this here, already eliminates his ability to crucifix me. Okay? This leg, hooking his leg. Crucifix, they need to be here. But even if he did get here, because I have his wrist, okay, scoot down, and you just rehook the leg. Boom, free your arm. Okay, I just had to show that because we got like 50 comments of people worried about a crucifix from that turtle roll. So I just know that that's a great option. If you're still worried about it, you don't have to do it. Okay, so next one now. Okay, so let's review that again. He steps here. First one is I go for the basic single leg. That doesn't work. I weave, get him to a knee, either cut back or roll. So that's if he steps directly into my guard. What happens if he tries to step around my guard? So we're here and Nate tries to step past. Boom, right here. Okay, how are we going to wrestle up from that position? Okay, so I actually been playing with this. It's like a combination of something I saw Keenan do. I forget what he calls it, Keenan Cornelius. And then Adam Satyev, very famous, probably one of the top Russian wrestlers to ever live. It's a little bit of a fusion between two techniques both of those guys use. So what I'm going to do, and this is probably, I actually prefer this a lot of times. If Nate steps past my guard, I'm going to build up and catch my leg. You can see that position here. Again, he steps past my leg. I build up and catch, hug my leg. Okay, now from here, it seems like you're kind of like, oh, I feel like you're somewhat exposed here. But as long as I keep this leg trapped by hooking my leg, try to move Nate, it's very hard for Nate to go anywhere. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, when I look to sweep, I'm gonna look to slide this knee behind the heel and kickstand that leg out. Here. Okay? So here, he tries to cross step past me. I build up and catch my leg. Knee slides behind. Excuse me. Kickstand this leg and then sit back right away. Underhook this leg. And now you guys are in a position to pass. So from that position, okay, I know some people ask, like when I taught it in class, like what happens if they try to turn away and like back step here? Well, if Nate were to keep turning, keep going, okay, even if I sit back or try to keep your base a little bit, I mean, yeah, if he falls to his ass, great, but here, okay, he's trying to back step. We fall here. Look, if I just keep my leg, okay, there's nowhere he can go. Now I can rotate and finish on top. So it's a really cool one. You guys should play around with it. I know this one's about wrestle-ups, but like you could find that position a lot. Like the way I learned it from Keenan was he was doing it when people pass his guard here, and he'll come in like this on his side. And then from here, he'll start to rotate through. So that works very well. I play around with that. And then I saw, like I said, Adam Satyev use it from a single leg scramble. So he was getting to a single leg in the standing position here, basic single leg, and he would weave his arm right here and cut back. So I think fusing it makes for a really good wrestle up off your butt, especially if you're not athletic and you can't explode up. Okay, you're basically just catching. Again, that's why I use the term bear trap. I think it's just a perfect analogy, right? Like think about a big, strong bear and that device just, boom, latches onto the leg. And if you stay connected to the leg, you could eventually find a way to get the hips to the mat. And if you can get the hips to the mat, you could elevate the leg. And if you could elevate the leg, you're on top. Okay, so let's review the whole system again. So right off the bat, okay, I'm waiting for Nate to engage me. Okay, again, there's a whole set of wrestle-ups where I'm pursuing Nate. We'll drop that in the next video. Okay, but again, I'm here. Okay, if he tries to step outside, I just simply block him. He makes an advancement to the center. I catch and I rotate through. Lean forward, lift, scoop, elevating the leg, or if he's on his knee, you just come out to turtle, break him down here. Okay. He steps in front, still here. I try to go single, he's heavy. Lift, boom, break him down here. Cut back, or he's latching, forward roll. Cut arm through, boom. Last one down. Okay, he tries to cut past my guard. Sit up. Again. As soon as I see that, don't fall back, because now you're stuck defending. Wrestle him. Boom. Here, and just stabilize. He's going to be scrambling. The next step is to get this knee behind. Once I get that knee behind, I could kickstand. Back and finish. All right, guys, that's it for the wrestle-ups part 1 of part 3. We're going to drop a second one talking about if we're proactive, meaning we're pursuing the wrestle-ups going forward versus waiting for them. Okay, guys, so give that a try. If you like it, please like and subscribe to support our channel. Share it with your friends. Comment. We want to hear if it works for you guys. We want to hear what problems you guys run into. And like I said, for every video, if we're getting a persistent problem, like for example, the last one was about a crucifix, okay? We want to be able to answer it the next video, because again, our goal is like, we just want to help the community out there, help people get better. and just keep pushing the art forward, guys. So as always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 where we'll talk about more wrestle ups from the seated guard. Cool.